So we talk about how fear-mongering is a great way to control people. It's what's used the majority of the time. But then I just recognized the second best, guilt. So everybody's well aware of that too, but they don't even look at that necessarily as a form of control. Right? So most religions follow that method. Fear and guilt. That's how we'll get you. But if you think about that, that's with all of life and all organizations and all causes and all everything. So you're going about trying to live your life, which is beautiful because that's what you should be doing, is focusing on your life and how you can beam the most, the brightest, because that's what's going to feel amazing for you. And as a side effect of you feeling amazing, you light up other people and make them feel amazing. And so this is a beautiful thing. But oftentimes our attention does get pulled at, and in ways and in places and spaces where we're not interested. And we say so and we keep moving along, but they keep tugging on us. And how they tug on us is fear or guilt. And this came about because I was thinking, dangerous business. And I recalled a conversation I had with a friend once who was, she just started dating a gentleman, and he had a cause, like he stood for something, and that was like the majority of his life revolved around that. And though she agreed with it, and that was wonderful, he had a cause, and that was wonderful, this and that, she didn't want to be doing that. So she was talking to me about it. And I said, well, that's not your march in life. That's okay. And that made her feel so much better. And she's like, God, that's exactly what I needed to hear. And so that reminded me of that conversation. And it was like, that really is what happens with the majority of us, where it's like, it's not that we don't agree with a lot of things, there's how many causes are out there? If we all jumped on everybody's boat to hoot and holler with them, we want to be on our own boat. But that's what everything is. Everything's a sales pitch. And they get you into their sales pitch by making you feel bad, guilting you, shaming you, or fearing you. Right? So then you get this fear in you, this shame in you, this guilt in you, and you go off and do something you don't want to do out of one of those emotions. And it's like you have to be stronger than that. Right? There's a lot of things that I think are fantastic. I'm so happy that people want to spend their time in their lives hooting and hollering, screaming and shouting, fighting and fussing over it. I don't. That's not how I want to spend my time. I love that that's how you want to spend your time, because I think that's great. Do I have interest? No, none. Thanks so much. I'm going to go over here. But oftentimes people be like, oh my God, I can't believe you won't stand up for them. Oh my God, I can't believe you won't give money towards this. Oh my God, I can't believe you don't belong to blah. It's like, excuse me, right? But this is how they get you. And so it's annoying because it's like, I'm not saying I disagree. That's fantastic. I'm saying I'm an independent person who can go do this if I choose to do this. Is there a reason you feel the need to make me feel bad about me wanting to live my life? What does that say about you? Judgy Wudgy, who's apparently standing up for a good cause, right? Like, do you hear all this? We're getting roped and pulled all over the place by even people who, it's like they're not realizing they too are participating in that game when they pull those cards. The guilt card, the fear card, the shame card. Right? It's like, this is why everybody you have to love yourself. And you have to advocate for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself, for your life. Otherwise, you are going to get swayed one way or the other. You're going to get pulled into a sales pitch of what somebody believes you should be doing with your time. Because you're a number. And the majority wins. So the more people they can get pulled onto their boat, they're collecting numbers. They're collecting a majority. They're getting louder. They're having a presence. And so you really have to decide. It's not that I don't want you to do well. I do want you to do well. And I want to do well. And I want to live my life the way I'd like to live my life. And no, that's not what I want to be doing or spending my time doing. I think it's a worthy cause. Fantastic. I hope you get a lot of people hooting and hollering. And you want me to, will I stand behind you? No, I will not. I'm going over here. I'm going to go enjoy my life. And then they want to get mad or angry. Get mad, get angry. Enjoy that lower energy. Have fun with it. Right? You have to leave it where it's at. Now, if you do want to jump on board, that sounds like something exciting to you, jump on board. But do it because you want to do it. Not because somebody is trying to control you with fear or guilt or shame. Right? Because then you're going to end up resenting them. And then you're ultimately resenting yourself. You're angry at yourself for not being strong enough to say, I don't want to do this. And I get to choose for me. This is my life and my choices. I get to make them, not you. You aren't going to steer me with your fear, your guilt, or your shame. I'm choosing to go over here. If you choose to guilt me, shame me, blame me, I don't need to ever look back. You can live there. I'm not interested. But you have to be strong enough to do that. You have to love you and your life. It's like in face of that fear, that shame, that guilt. And really leave it there. And it's challenging for people once those seeds are planted, right? To walk away and really drop the rope. Because oftentimes that little seed will continue to gnaw at you. Oh, am I a bad person because I love myself and my life and I want to enjoy it? Am I awful and arrogant to think so much of myself to want to live my life? How dare I? Should I give up my life for that person, for that cause? Am I here to live their life, their cause, their decisions? So people don't hear what they're really saying to themselves. And it eats away at them. So sometimes people will walk away, but they'll bring that guilt, that shame, that blame with them. It'll gnaw at them and gnaw at them and gnaw at them. So even though they want to go into something else, they're still giving attention to the thing that they don't want to give attention to. So these are the things that we have to work at. Ask yourself why. Take the time to unravel it so you can see clearly and be like, oh, I am worthy. I do love my life. I am choosing to go over here. There's nothing for me to fear or feel bad about or feel guilty or shame. But wow, that's really smart marketing. That's really smart because it works. Not because it's good, not because it's right, but because it's smart because it works. It works. They have one job to accomplish, to rope in as many bodies as they can, as many minds as they can. The more minds that are focused on their agenda, the more likely they're going to call it into fruition. So they're trying to rope your mind, your focus, your attention, any way they can. Fear, guilt, shame, doesn't matter. They'll do whatever they can to pull you in. So when you can hear this, when you can see this, when you can unravel this, it's easier for you to drop all those ropes and be like, I am worthy. I am important. I love me. I love my life. I'm choosing for me, and I have the right to do such. There's nothing for me to feel guilty about. Not everybody can say that, so you have to work on yourself to get there, right? But once you do, when you learn how to drop all those ties and lies, then you can get there. It's not easy because there's so many ropes and lies and ties strangling you that once you slip one down, you'll feel better. But then you'll also be wildly aware of how many more are strangling you. So that's what I mean by that's the work, right? That's working on the shadow. That's working on, why did you ever feel that way? Well, because you wanted to be seen as the good guy, the hero, doing the right thing by the majority of people you surrounded yourself with. They would consider that the good guy, right? Or the right thing, or the do-gooder, or, oh, how great I am. Oh, he's the savior. He's the hero. It's like people are tying their worth to all these different identities, and they're not recognizing it. And so when they release that identity, they feel worthless. What am I? What do I have to bring to the table if I'm not the good guy, if I'm not the hero, if I'm not doing everybody else's bidding, everybody else's agenda, right? Then they feel worthless. So they don't know what to do. So they feel stuck between a rock and a hard place. They start to recognize it's not who they are or what they want to do, but they don't feel worthy of being them or doing them. And so it is a process. And it's a process that's coming alive more and more for more and more people as this world is changing. And it can be changing for the better and beautiful and wonderful, or it can be the scary, the frightening, the bad. That's how it always is. You can see it one way or the other. What are you feeding your energy and your mind towards? And what are you choosing? And to get to even that, you have to address all these other underlying things that are breaking down invisibly in front of you, and you don't realize why you're losing your mind. You're losing your mind because of these scenarios. All your identities are dropping. Your ego is going. Or you're fighting it, and you're sticking with it and feeling horrific. You're feeling that resistance that much more, the weight pressing against you. So these are all choices that we all have, but when you hear them laid out this way and you can see things more clearly, that you can understand what is happening in your mind, in your body, in your environment, then maybe you can more consciously choose what really feels best for you, because now you can see some of the invisible things that are happening inside of you. You can put imagery to it. You can understand it. You can make sense of it to then make a calmer choice, a more rational choice, a more logical choice that is aligned with you, with opening your heart, with loving you, with knowing, oh, you are worthy. You are good. You are allowed to love you. You are allowed to love your life. You are allowed to do the things that feel right and good for you. It's like giving yourself that permission. Oh, God, that feels good. Right? Like you can lay down all those burdens. And so again, to me, that's been a process. It depends on where you are in your journey. You might be there already and been living there a long time. You might be thinking you're living there, but you've been lying to yourself, and that's why you have that tug of war inside. Or you might be buried under so much guilt, shame, blame, fear, and everything else that you can't understand why you can't get there. And so you have to go through all that process for yourself. Meaning, it is a process, chipping away at your ego and the shadow and seeing things clearly and understanding where you're coming from and what you're hanging your worth on. A lot of people I think the majority are hanging their worth on their avatar and what they think and perceive their avatar is, right? Like, which means they're hanging it on the perception of the outside and on of others' perception and their perception of what others are perceiving. So it's like you get yourself so twisted and so twisted outside yourself that you have no idea the truth of who you really are. So it's the idea of you're not authentic at all. You're a complete robot that is being programmed by your environment, by all those things around you, which means you're just adaptive. You're in survival mode. You're not evolving. You're not thriving. You're surviving. So that's the choice. What choice are you going to make? Is it going to be easy? No, because you've always been outside yourself. So you have to collect all those pieces of you and go back in and put yourself back together and heal yourself. You've been inside out for so long. You've been topsy-turvy for so long. It takes a while. It takes time to heal all that and put it all back together, but cleanly, purely this time.
Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.